After the polarizing reception and lower than expected sales of Life is Strange 2, developers Don't Nod found themselves at a crossroads. The Life is Strange franchise hadn't built the momentum that they'd hoped for, and whispers of creative stymieing under publisher Square Enix began to circulate. Eager to reclaim artistic control and secure more of the profits, Don't Nod set their sights on becoming a fully self-publishing studio, and in 2021, they launched their most ambitious endeavor yet, opening a new Montreal-based studio to create and self-publish a brand new IP. That vision finally took shape in 2023, when Don't Nod unveiled the trailer for their new project at the Game Awards. Lost Records' Bloom and Rage immediately drew comparisons to Life is Strange, from its warm, nostalgic visual style and music-driven aesthetic to its cast of young, affable characters. It presented a grounding, coming-of-age mystery unfolding in a wistful, small-town setting with a supernatural, surreal undercurrent. And fans were quick to wonder, could this be the spiritual successor to Life is Strange that they'd been waiting and hoping for? Excitement swelled as longtime Don't Nod supporters anticipated a return to form, a bold new story that still carried the DNA of the games that made them so popular. And in fall 2025, they got their answer. The result? A whimsical, atmospheric, occasionally perplexing narrative that left many players with more questions than answers. Bloom and Rage is an enchanting game brimming with mystery and heart, but one hindered by creative choices that alienated casual audiences, puzzled some loyal Don't Nod fans, and may have prematurely ended the franchise before it fully had a chance to blossom. So today, let's dive into the plundered potential of Lost Records, Bloom and Rage.
Swan, are you listening?
Mm-hmm.
So we're at book club, and that Carol, she had the nerve to say my idea was shallow. Honestly. Can you believe that? I just prefer a happy ending, you know? She always has to make everything about her. At my expense? I mean, was that necessary? I'm just sick of all the negativity, especially at book club.
Mom, that's Carol for you.
We are immediately dropped into our story in first person, no less. From the context we've already been given, we know that we are playing a character named Swan. She is on the phone with her mom, and somebody named Autumn has messaged Swan about a mysterious package addressed to Bloom and Rage. And something that I immediately noticed about this game that I really love is when you are given an option to speak, if you click on it, it does not cut off the other person who is speaking.
Did I tell you how she was bragging about her daughter's wedding? I guess I can't blame her for being excited.
I know, Mom.
Some of you, perhaps a lot of you, may have noticed in other previous games when someone is talking and then you are given multiple choices, once you click one, it will cut the other person off to say what you want to say. But you'll notice here, when you click an option, it will actually hold until the other person is finished speaking. I absolutely love that. I am sure if you're a Life is Strange fan and if you're a Don't Nod fan, you've probably been driven a little mad by how that happens in other games because you wanted to know what the person was saying. Another thing you'll notice here, and this is one of my favorite features of the game, is that you are also given the option to not speak. Choosing to withhold is a valid option in this game and will absolutely cause different outcomes of conversation branches.
I know you don't like coming to socialize, but it's been 2 years, and it hasn't been easy for me. Pandemic and all. Lockdowns. You not being able to travel, not coming to visit me. I know you're busy, but just wish you'd make some time. So, what's going on in Michigan? It's your first trip since the pandemic started. And it's to Velvet Cove. Of all places. You haven't spoken to these friends you're meeting since what, high school?
Yeah, I'm seeing those friends I met in 95. We made a promise, but to be honest, I don't remember much from back then.
Looking around inside the car, you'll see a lot of really nice details. Don't Nod always brings it 110% when it comes to the details and when it comes to the look function. You see that she's brought some maple syrup, which immediately tells the audience that she's coming from Canada, and from the phone call, we now know that she's in Michigan. I love that. The setup of this is really fast, and it immediately immerses you in the world. That being said, Tape 1 is pace-wise, not quite up to spec from what typical Don't Nod fans might expect, but I still think it's a really, really great tale. It also depends on how you choose to play, because this is kind of something that I've thought about a lot with Don't Nod and Life is Strange games. There's always a million things to look at and inspect, so the pacing of the game is always going to be somewhat dependent on player choice. And there's kind of this weird crossroads that players have to make where if you want the story to have good pacing, then you can't spend your time standing around and looking at everything. But if you want to be immersed in the world, if you want to get all the details, if you want to pick up clues, then you really should look around, touch everything, look at everything, inspect everything, see through all conversation paths. This is kind of a thing that I've really noticed with playing these kind of choice-based games, where it's kind of hard to achieve both a game that has great pacing and allows you to stop and smell the roses all the time. That being said, I still think even if you do kind of speed through a lot of things, Lost Records certainly has some pacing problems, and we will get into that as we go. So, Swan gets out of the car and is in front of the Blue Spruce. This is a recurring location we are going to come back to many times in this game. She is in Velvet Cove. From what we understand, she used to live here when she was a teenager, but then moved to Canada. She is here to reunite with this mysterious Autumn that we have seen from the texts. And because of this promise made that we don't yet understand the details of, they're meeting here as adults to find out what the fuck is going on.
Okay. This is it. No going back. I can't help right now, Mom! I gotta go! It's summer break, you know?
It's raining!
Who cares?
Can't you help pack a few boxes till it stops? It's gonna be muddy out on the trails.
Mud, it's fine. And I gotta go to the movie palace. My rental's due.
Fine.
And now we are given a full, proper, third-person introduction to our lead protagonist, Swan Holloway. Swan is bubbly, introverted, kind, and artistic. You'll notice there's definitely a running pattern in Don't Nod games where the lead protagonists have some kind of an artistic calling. With Max, it was her camera. With Sean, it was his illustrations. And with Swan, it's her love for filmmaking and cinematography. Swan has a video camera, which also in the mid-90s was a big get. If your family could afford a video camera, people definitely thought that was really cool. That was really unique. Also, letting your teenager have it and use it how they wanted, honestly, huge privilege for middle-class 90s. Swan is obsessed with filmmaking and videoing everything that she can. This is a huge gameplay function. At any point in the game, unless it's a cutscene, you can open up your camera and you can film what's around you. There are many, many, many collectible moments to film, and they are collected into memoirs. So there are memoirs for your cat, there's memoirs for your bedroom, memoirs for birds, memoirs for bad toys. There's honestly a lot of memoirs. I have seen a little bit of, I don't know if you'd call it criticism, but more like questioning. I saw a pretty good Reddit post that was like, y'all, do you think maybe they went a little too far with the collectibles in this game? I'm having a really hard time collecting all of them because there's like 100+ things to shoot. I think maybe there's some validity to that. I have played this game 3 times now, and I've never 100%ed all the collectibles because you kind of also don't get anything from it. For each memoir, let's say your cat, there's a fixed number of total shots you have to get of said thing throughout the entire 2 tapes. This game is split into 2 tapes. We're also going to talk about that and how that affects pacing as we go forward. But let's say for the cat, if it says there's only 8 shots to get, once you get those 8 shots, the memoir is complete and you can play it back with Swan's voiceover pontificating on whatever the memoir is. After you get those 8, your motivation to shoot more drops significantly, and that's pretty much always where I found myself not taking out the camera as much, because it also does affect the pacing. Let me know in the comments if you felt this too, where anytime you're in a new location, you take out your camera and you see there's like 100 things to shoot and it kind of overwhelms you or gives you that sense of, this is gonna just like stop the plot for a good 10 minutes here. And again, it is totally up to you whether or not you engage in this additional content, except for certain fixed moments where you have to create a memoir. I love this function though. This game is set in the mid-90s. I grew up in the mid-90s, and I am here to tell you everything about this is so dead accurate. It is legitimately impressive. I know that we live in an age of nostalgia baiting and intertextuality and that 30-year cycle of we were really obsessed with the 80s and the 2010s and Stranger Things, and now we're obsessed with the 90s, but I am here for it. The 90s was kind of the last time we had a true monoculture, which is something we are in desperate need of getting back to today, which is why I find Lost Records so pleasurable to play. It's interesting to think about how this experience goes for people who were alive in the 90s and for people who weren't. I definitely feel if you're someone who was not alive in the 90s, or if you were very, very young, say born in 98 or something, playing this game will give you that kind of nostalgia for something that you never had. The same way that legitimately shows or pieces of media like Stranger Things give me a nostalgic feeling for the 80s, which I was never alive in. And I think that really speaks to Don't Nod's success here. Swan's bedroom is such a massive collection of so many 90s things that I didn't even know I remembered until I saw them in this damn game. One of Don't Nod's most masterful qualities is teenagers' bedrooms. They nail the fuck out of this in every one of their games. And if you've seen my Life is Strange retrospective, you know how much I've fanboyed over this. Chloe's bedroom, bam. Max's dorm, fuck yeah. The other one, the boys, the guys, the dudes, great rooms. As if I don't know their names. Sean's bedroom. Where was I going with this? They get teenagers' bedrooms so right. The art direction, the production design of every Don't Nod game is so exceptional. It's so full of life. It feels so lived in, and the details are just kind of gobsmacking. However, sometimes that makes me... I don't know if this is going to sound hyperbolic, a little miffed, because you'll see these exceptional levels of detail in sometimes kind of superfluous things that make me yearn for the same level of detail in terms of storytelling and setup and payoff. Setup and payoff are going to be a pretty massive point of contention for this game, and I can't state how much I really do love this game, but god motherfucking damn it, we're really gonna have to talk about story structure when it comes to this one, because as I've already mentioned, this game is split into 2 tapes, and the thing about storytelling is you usually can't cut it down the middle. It often doesn't work like that, and that's also one reason that when we went through this whole trend of splitting books into 2 movies, that pretty much almost never paid off. And there's certainly a lesson to be learned from that. However, this is a video game, so it could have potentially worked. Don't Nod took a lot of big swings with Lost Records, and part of my aim with this video is I really hope that people don't think I'm just shitting on this game, because I really, really, really love it, and I wouldn't make a video this long about it if I didn't stand for it hard. But I also, as someone who stands something, has to also be its most vocal critic in the correct way, in the way that I want to give it a proper, healthy amount of skepticism mixed in with praise. You know what I'm saying? And this game definitely, story-wise, I think is where the largest faults in this game are. We're not quite there yet, but splitting the game into 2 tapes, I do think ultimately worked against that. We're really going to talk about that. But back to what we're we're seeing now. So Swan lays down and we are treated to our first Lost Records style moment of reflection. This is a hallmark of the Life is Strange games, something you'd really credit Don't Nod with inventing. And I'm so glad that they carried over the same spirit of that. Lost Records may not be what I would personally call a spiritual successor to Life is Strange, but it is undoubtedly a spiritual sister. It didn't quite achieve those heights some people may have been hoping for, but it is absolutely along the lines, and it does use a lot of those same game mechanics and plot devices, and I really, really love that, because even though Life is Strange ended up becoming this whole 5-game franchise, only 2 of which Don't Nod made, because Don't Nod started it, I really do think they kind of created their own micro genre. And them going forward with this in Lost Records, it does please me to no end. Getting to see Swan lay down, and then we see that close-up of her face, and then we see the close-up of the fan. All you big Life is Strange 1 fans, you know what this shot is referencing. And it gave me, a little bit of goose flesh when I saw it. Goose flesh? Jesus.
Good boy, good boy. Love you, Snowy.
The original score for Lost Records Plundered Rage is composed by Ruth Radilay, Adam Miller, and Nat Walker, 3 out of the 4 members of Chromatics, which broke up in 2021. This score, unsurprisingly, is exceptional. It instantly makes you feel at home, and it instantly gives you that sense of yearning for something that you never had. Nostalgia for things that you've never done, missing things that you've never really even thought of before. It really engrosses you, and again, this is something Don't Nod is exceptional at doing. This score, as well as the original songs composed by Nora Kelly Band, are so fucking good. They have been stuck in my head ever since I started playing this game, and I cannot wait to get the Lost Records vinyl, even though it is very pricey, and also, unfortunately, I have seen on the Reddit a few people have reported the vinyls being warped on arrival, which is not good. But that being said, what can I say? It's also not going to stop me. I need it as a collector's item because it's also gorgeous. And I just really love being able to support artists when I can. I'm not somebody with a lot of means, but when I make art, it feels really good to actually get paid for it. And when I engage in art, it feels right to be able to pay for it when I am able to. The score, though, it just hits home.
Nice try, Mom. I'll never go to a dance. Like, what would be the point?
Something new here that Don't Nod has also built off of the Life is Strange model is now with the look function, you can rotate items in 3D. And furthermore, it can also unveil new aspects of the item. For example, if a paper is folded, you got to turn to the right part where you can open it up. There are little mysteries and tiny missable things that are hidden within items. I also love the sound effects. When you swivel something 360, it'll make a certain rattling sound. It's just so cool. Really, really great touches here.
It was stupid to try.
All right, full disclosure, I have no idea how the magic illusion eye images worked. This is the one 90s thing I never had. As a kid, I'm not familiar with it. I think it was the director or the writer of the game who said of all the 90s references, this was their favorite, which is hilarious because of the hundreds of 90s references. This is legitimately the only one I'd never heard of. I cannot see the images in these. I watched a YouTube tutorial and it didn't help because that involves having an actual 3D book in front of you. And there's several posts posts on the Lost Records Reddit of people asking how these work, and people are answering with what the image is of, but not how to see it. And even when someone says it's a deer with antlers, I look at the image and I can't see it. Help me, mama, help me, Jesus. I don't know, help me. I just don't know how these things work. But I suppose it's a great detail. Question mark?
My daily moment of zen.
Word up if you had one of these as a kid. And also, it is so dead on that the 3 options are make a peace sign, plant your face into it, or make a middle finger. Those were literally the 3 things that you did with this, and no exception. You know, I also suspect that if you're really into ASMR, this game might hit just right when you swivel objects in 360. And now we're just going to plant our face into the small little needles and feel the cool metal against our skin.
I still don't understand the difference between f-stops and ISO.
I know this is a really, really tricky one, nailing the triangle of exposure. But just to go over this again, class, the f-stop is kind of like the iris for the camera. It's how open or closed it is, how much light it will let in, which is also going to affect the focal distance. Now, the ISO is related to it, but it's different. The ISO is actually the camera's sensor's sensitivity to light. And the higher the ISO, the more sensitive it's going to be to light. Sorry, I was a film and editing teacher for 3 years, and I cannot not answer these questions. Swan is a burgeoning filmmaker who has questions about cinematography, and I am here to help her. Now I just have to tell her about shutter speed, and then she'll fully understand the triangle of exposure. Swan, I'm here for you. Listen!
Bye, Snowy. Love you. This is the Michelson Ranch. These deer are bred and raised for sport. Hunting season's in the fall. You can always hear the gunshots from this place. Hello? Any little forest friends out there? Maybe I can catch them on tape. Wonder where you 3 went last winter.
Thanks for waiting. The new bar back calls out if he so much as sneezes.
Where's the ladies' room?
Just down the hall, to your right. Well, nice to meet you. And welcome home.
Dude, you have got to chill.
How can you just sit there like drinking a fucking beer right now? This is like actually bad. We might totally be screwed.
You know, I can't quite place exactly what moment that line would have happened in. Almost certainly not a scene from tape 1, but then if it is a scene from tape 2, that sort of has interesting implications.
Sorry, just give me a sec.
Oops. Here we have evidence of a minor suburban tragedy. A dropped ice cream cone.
I gotta say, Swan reminds me so much of myself as a teenager. Being a teenager in the early 2000s, I used our family's old 90s camcorder and I recorded everything and did all these little voiceovers and just loved recording the everyday stuff and then trying to make it into something fun and interesting. This is so accurate for filmmakers that grew up in the 90s. This is exactly what it was like. And as we're about to see very soon too, when you had a video camera in the 90s or even the early 2000s, before people had smartphones and before digital cameras were really cheap and easily accessible, it was something special to other people. And sometimes you would have situations where random people would ask you to film them, or they just like constantly photobomb your stuff because of the novelty of someone having a camera and being able to record everything around them. You know, it was just such a different time before smartphones. And at the risk of sounding like an old fucking geezer, I really wish that younger people who grew up with smartphones and iPads and everything, I wish you could have gotten to experience youth during a time where if you left for the night, your parents just had no way of finding you. They'd just have to wait until you came home and you get grounded. And maybe one person in your friend group had a Polaroid or a VHS camera and you guys thought it was the fucking coolest thing ever and you guys would get together just to watch the footage on an old analog TV. It's sad that the younger generations don't get to experience that. So there's a couple easily missable moments here around the movie palace, both of which I missed on my first two playthroughs, and only on my third playthrough did I catch these. The first is this optional phone call between Swan and her mother.
Hello?
It's me, Mom. You told me to call?
Where are you? I could really use your help. Dad keeps adding people to the guest list for his party tonight.
Sorry, but I'm on the moon.
Hold on, computer, freeze that image. Computer, enhance! Enhance more! Enhance! Who the fuck left this?
Last call for scoops.
You'll notice there's a lot of in-world phone numbers in this game. There's pieces of graffiti, there's help signs, wanted signs, things on billboards, postboards. Let's put a pin in that and then we'll come back to that later because there are two different phone conversation scenes in this game and there's a little bit of Easter eggs there. So come back to that. The second easily missable thing in this scene is actually a really cool new space. It's the rooftop of Movie Palace. I've watched a lot of Lost Records reviews and hidden Easter eggs and things like that, and I haven't seen a single person talk about this space. But obviously people have gone up there because there's a PlayStation trophy that has to do with some kind of interaction you have to do on the roof. Really, really cool, neat moment. Developers said at some point that they wished they could have expanded the game a little bit more, and one of those things they wanted to do was explore the inside of Movie Palace. I would have loved to have seen that, especially when you end up having the group, the four girls together. I would have loved a scene where they go to Movie Palace together and they each pick out something to watch over on the weekend. Again, for those who are younger who are joining us here, back when you had to rent movies, I guess I can only speak from my Canadian experiences between Blockbuster and Rogers Video, but the whole way that it would work was everyone would go to the store on Fridays and you'd get these deals where basically you'd get a pack of 2 or 3 rentals for that 48-hour period. So typically you'd have a little group of people. Maybe if you were a kid, you'd go with a sibling and your mom, and maybe your parent would pick something out for themselves and the kids might pick a movie each. It was really great times. I could just imagine the 4 characters that we're going to have in this game and having to decide on picking 2 or 3 movies. That could have been great. The time and energy that went into a lot of these 360 props that you can look at and spin around is legitimately impressive. This has to be the most high fidelity bong I have ever seen in a video game.
So, nothing about me is fast. And I totally like it that way. Especially in summer. I don't want it to end, but everyone else is always in a hurry. I really don't get it. It's not like they're going anywhere. Not in this town. I'd rather slow down and watch the little moments. But that's just me, I guess.
So there's this ice cream shop that's open next to the movie Palace, and you can hear Autumn in the background saying, "Come get your ice cream, we're closing soon." And then you just heard here that she says it's closed. This is really funny, and I love this because what's happening here is if you spend too much time looking around and filming things with your camera, you'll actually miss the opportunity to go and get an ice cream. And I have heard everybody, well, most people all got this experience because we all spent so much time walking around and soaking the world in that we weren't able to get an ice cream the first time that we played. I love that so many of us had this experience and that so many of us found that sort of delightfully surprising, because that's a really great example of actions and consequences in ways that you just typically don't expect in a video game. So I didn't get to get ice cream this time, but you can bet your ass that when I played the game a second time, I made sure to beeline straight to it so that I could get something full of sugar and super unhealthy for me. I mean, quintessential summer shit, right?
Is that a camera?
It's a camcorder.
Oh, duh.
Are you naturally red-haired?
Can I help you?
Me? Yeah, my hair's really red.
One of the absolute best game mechanics in Lost Records Bloom and Rage is when you have conversations with people, it actually tells you how that works for or against your relationship with them. When you say something that they really like, you get a heart symbol. When you say something that alienates them, you get a heartbreak symbol with a different sound effect. I love this because there are 3 romance options here, and this is imperative for figuring out where your relationships are going with people and how to engage in checkpoints as the game goes on. This could have been a fucking game changer for Life is Strange 2 when it comes to both the morality as well as the brotherhood system. It was not clear in Life is Strange 2 which actions counted as good morality, which actions counted as bad morality, which actions increase brotherhood, and which actions decrease brotherhood. This is something I really only discovered after I made my review for Life is Strange 2, and if there's one video I wish I could go back and redo, it would be Life is Strange 2, because there are so many systems at work in that game that it never fucking tells you. This game is a remedy to that.
The cute and grumpy sounds good.
So it's really easy to understand where your relationship is going with people and how to modify that as you go forward to get the outcome that you want. There is one other secret system in this game, though, that it doesn't tell you that actually has a very large effect on how the game goes, and that is there is an aggression meter. Basically, there are choices throughout the game that either increase the gang's aggression or decrease it, create a more pacifist storyline. And that really plays into how the game ends. It never tells you this, and it causes a lot of confusion, and it's part of the reason a lot of people don't understand why they got some of the endings that we did, and we will see that really play out as the game goes forward.
Let me get that slushie started for you. Just a sec. There we go. Oh. Swan?
Autumn!
It's really you. Oh my god.
This is... wow, just unbelievable.
I wasn't sure if I'd recognize you.
I'm still the same old Swan.
I'm at the last booth, left of the front door. See you there.
Okay, I'll just be a minute.
So as Swan sits drinking her summery cold beverage because you didn't spend all of your time filming things and you beelined to the ice cream stand. As she's sitting there, she sees two young women having a conversation together. We have Autumn, who's working the stand, and Nora, presumably a good friend of hers, and you can tell that Swan is immediately interested in these two girls. Like Swan's mom just said in that phone call, she doesn't have a lot of friends, but the way that I read this is it's not from a lack of want. Maybe Swan has just had a hard time connecting with people who really fit her vibe. In fact, that's exactly what's going on with this game in my opinion, and it's really great to see this group of people come together. I do believe they did it fairly organically. And again, one more time for my younger audiences here, before the internet and stuff, if we wanted to be friends with somebody, we really just had to like awkwardly go up to them and start talking.
Hey, how's the slushie? Did it hit the spot? The G spot? Oh my god!
It's yummy. Thank you.
No problem.
There is a highly appreciable little conversation heard in the background here between Nora and Autumn, where Nora is very frankly discussing her period. And I just want to say, it's very realistic. It's not salacious in any way. It's not meant to put off people. And it's talking about something that historically, people have been made to feel so ashamed about. And it's seen as the ultimate taboo subject. And I just think it's really cool and really refreshing to see Don't Nod approach things this way. I think this is something that they are also pretty good at. I do think they tend to hit a certain kind of conversational pattern that feels really realistic and just natural. It doesn't sound like pandering. It doesn't sound like trying to make some huge statement. It's just about the passive kind of conversation that real people have in real life. And it's something that I also think Don't Nod continues, for the most part, to get better and better at.
I'll just film that before I go.
Wonder where it came from.
Hey! Stop that! What are you doing?
Who? Me?
Yeah, you! Are you some kind of lesbo pervert?
So Swan is getting harassed by this girl, Dylan, who thinks that she was filming her when Dylan's boyfriend, Corey, shows up. Now, Corey is a real piece of work, and he is an instrumental part of the plot here, and you immediately get the sense that this is not a particularly good guy.
I want a video of me and my sweet, sweet baby here.
Me? What?
Of my bike.
Oh, Jesus.
Duh. You up for it? Won't take long.
No. I've got to go home. My mom's waiting.
What? Come on.
But
Nah. Wrong answer.
no.
You're starting to really piss me off.
Corey, come on. Can you hurry up?
What the fuck is with you today? Don't
Why are
rush
you
me.
yelling?
Why are you being a bitch?
I'm not.
You know what? This is your fault. Apologize. Now!
Hey! Leave her alone, loser!
Luckily, Dylan's younger sister, Kat, steps in.
Supposed to be home,
So
Kat.
what?
Mom and Dad would go ballistic if they knew.
You gonna snitch? Cause I could tell them some things too.
Kat, stop it!
Corey! That's not cool.
Stay out of this.
Excuse me?
We should go.
Autumn.
What's going on?
It's fine, Corey. I'll tell my parents what happened.
Hello?
Don't think they heard you.
Don't go too easy on her.
Respect this.
Piece of shit.
Corey throws away Autumn's keys to the ice cream shop, leaving Swan, Nora, Autumn, and Kat to go looking for them.
Go home, Kat. Or I'm telling Dad.
You guys are so dead.
Do what she said, you dumb little bitch. Fucking fatso. Stay away from my girlfriend from now on. Got it?
Fuck you, Corey! Fuck you! It's you. Yep. Wow. It's me. You didn't tell anyone you'd be here, right?
No. No way.
Good. Listen, I know we're practically like strangers now. Before you say anything, I gotta put this out there. Please just hear me out. I know we're not supposed to be here, and we might remember some painful stuff, but that's what's gotta happen. Don't hold anything back tonight, okay?
Not here.
Did it go this way?
I thought so.
And now for the first time, we have our 4 main characters united. Nora, Kat, Swan, and Autumn.
Not until I find those stupid keys.
Corey's gonna pay. He gets away with everything.
That guy is scary.
He's crazy.
The so wasn't part of the plan tonight. It just sucks. Thanks for helping out. You're amazing. It felt like fate. Yeah, I think so.
Hey, we should start our own Riot Girl scene. Oh my god, do you know Bikini Kill?
Riot Girl music is an integral part of Lost Records Bloom and Rage, and as somebody who grew up listening to Jack Off Chill on repeat, I absolutely love that. So the gang goes back to searching for these keys, and Nora asks you to hang back and film her smoking. This is one of many times in the game where you're given the opportunity to have a one-on-one moment with one of these 3 characters. Like I said, you have the ability to romance one of them, so how you choose to spend your time with which characters is going to have a lot of effect on that.
I was so pissed at Nora. She always picked the wrong moments to show off.
What else are you filming for your movie?
Did I look good? Tell me.
Yes. You looked great.
Awesome. My mom knows, a lot of Hollywood directors.
You should move to LA after school. If you're serious about it. Autumn thinks I'm joking, but I'm moving there as soon as I can. I know the music scene is tough to break into. Someone's gotta make it, right?
How about we make our own movie?
Yes!
And you could play a musician.
Oh my god! I'll be your muse!
Rock film, maybe?
Oh, yes, yes, yes!
Do, you have a boyfriend?
Do I have a boyfriend? No way. All the boys at our school are gross.
If I were a guy, I'd kiss you.
Sorry. You'd kiss me?
So would. She told me that too.
It doesn't take long to find out that Nora is certainly the most flirtatious of the 3. She tends to be pretty open with her feelings, and you may have already realized in this gameplay, I chose to romance Nora. The very first time that I played, I romanced Kat, and it was great. The second time that I played, I romanced Autumn, because also, well, I don't want to spoil anything, but there is something particular about the romance Autumn that can help guarantee a certain kind of ending. It is very cool that there is essentially 4 different ways to play this out, which could give you 4 different gameplays if you really want to pursue all 4. One where you romance Nora, one where you romance Kat, one where you romance Autumn, and one where you romance none of them. This is really, really different for Don't Nod, and I personally love this direction because the thing about choice-based games is that we're always looking for new and different ways to play. Every choice-based game should have at least 2 different major fun ways to play, but having even further variations beyond that, super smart move of Don't Nod. They're doing a lot of new, really appreciable things in this game, don't you think?
Hey! I think that's them! My keys! All the way up there!
What?
No way.
Fuck.
So now the group is tasked with finding something to throw at the keys to get them down, and in doing so, you can have your first one-on-one time with Kat.
Hey, why was Dylan so pissed at you before? Not that it's a surprise. She's a bitch. She always makes everything about her and, like, gets mad over the smallest things.
She's so full of herself. She thought I was trying to film her. Why would I ever film someone like her?
I know, right?
I didn't feel bad for Dylan then. But now...
I don't get why she likes Corey. And she always acts so slutty since they met. You know, my parents hated him at first. But once he took the job at the ranch, Corey got on my dad's good side somehow. Now they always take his side. And Dylan's. It's so annoying. They both run around acting like they're Velvet Cove royalty. Dumb fucks.
Maybe you should crash at my place tonight.
We just met and you want to have a slumber party? You're funny, Swan. My parents will stalk me to the ends of the earth if I don't show up tonight. Rain check, though. Okay?
Autumn finds a brick and asks you to shine your flashlight so that she can properly see. And if your flashlight is shining in the wrong direction, she'll actually miss. I wasn't expecting that because the first 2 times that I played, I always shine the flashlight in the right direction.
You were killing me by not shining your flashlight up there. Oh, sorry. I was so focused on the keys that I kept spacing out.
Now, I remember seeing a YouTube review by somebody where they lamented the fact that they felt the world was not interactive enough, that you couldn't really interact with things that it seems like you should be able to. And one thing this YouTuber particularly cited was that in trying to get the keys off of this playground spaceship, why couldn't you just climb up there and get it? This YouTuber felt that it was kind of ridiculous how much real world logic that it lacked here. And I saw this review and I was like, yeah, you know what? I guess they make a good point. And then I did this gameplay and you know what happened? I put my flashlight in the wrong place 3 times and Autumn missed 3 times. And then guess what, y'all? Kat decided to run up there by herself and she grabbed it. I didn't know that this could happen. I haven't seen anybody else covering that this could happen. And it's so funny because this is the perfect antidote to what that YouTuber was commenting on. It turns out you can really run up there and climb it. You just have to miss 3 times.
You okay?
Alternatively, if you cover up the hole in the ground and then you properly shine the flashlight, Autumn will get it in one go.
Oh, got him!
Look out! Wow.
That
Whoops.
was awesome!
Jeez, oh Pete. You guys did me a solid. I was really freaking out. Of course.
No problem.
Anything for you, princess.
Whatever. Let's bounce.
Do we have to?
My mom's gonna kill me.
Yes.
Hey, careful.
Get over here.
Jeez.
Wonder if that rocket's still there. Could be.
Hey, you guys should come to our next rehearsal.
Band practice?
Yeah. Swan, Kat, you in?
Sure.
Yeah.
We need an audience.
Yeah. It'd be cool to see each other again.
Can you state your name and your age into the camera?
Uh-huh. Wait, what's all this for, anyways?
I'm making a documentary.
So, I'm Autumn Lockhart. I turned 16 last October. And I'm an army brat. Dad let me take a sip of his beer one time. Never tried it before. Blech. And Mom let me try a sip of her rum and Coke. Way better. Nora's the first person who really tried to get to know me. We're both kind of social outcasts, I guess.
Have you been friends with Nora a long time? How'd you meet?
In real years, 4. But it feels more like dog years.
What are you doing after graduation?
Well, not music. I just want to get into a good college somewhere. Anywhere. I want to do something that matters. And I hope we stay friends through it all, too. You know?
The hour prices can only be set using PLUs. The PLU.
Hi, I'm ready to order.
I'll be right with you.
This game has a kind of clever game mechanic where you can take information that you've gleaned from the past and apply it to the future. So, in the past, when Autumn tells you that she really liked rum and coke, in the future, you can order her a rum and coke, and that'll give you a heart up with her.
How about a rum and coke? Used to be her favorite.
No way.
Are you kidding me? This song was so popular. Oh, talk about a moment in time. Damn, really should get myself a tripod.
Come on, stop leaning over. Just...
There. Hello, world. I'm Swan. Welcome to... Oh. Jeez, I need a title.
Oh yeah, so Swan says Jizo a lot in this game, and I mean a lot. It's the modern day wowzers. In my mini review of Lost Records, I did specifically cite this, saying that I'd never heard this phrase before and it didn't feel accurate to the 90s. It felt like something very, very old. But then commenters were quick to point out that Jizo Pete was actually a phrase in the 90s in parts of Michigan. This I did not know, so I hadn't heard it, but I guess it is accurate. I just find it, I'm not a big fan. It's a little too, I guess you could say silly, a little too old-timey. But then again, I don't know, maybe it'll grow on me. With the first Life is Strange game, you know, the excessive amount of hellas and wowzers probably bothered me a lot more in 2015 than it does today. So perhaps Jizo will grow on me. Nope, even just saying it right there, no.
Nora's so pretty. I really liked hanging out with her. She actually said that if she were a guy, she'd want to kiss me.
This game also very cleverly has checkpoints for your romances. So when Swan is talking to the camera here, she will comment who she currently has the most romantic points with. So here in this gameplay where I choose to romance Nora, she comments on how much she liked Nora saying that she would kiss her.
Autumn's so cool. She has a job and she's not afraid to tell someone off. Like that Corey guy. He went after her and stole her keys. We got them back, thankfully. Finally, Kat. She's my age, but homeschooled. We never met before either. Kat seems really smart. She knows a lot about music. She stood up for me. That meant a lot. I like them a lot. I just hope I don't mess things up somehow. Anyway, we're meeting up tomorrow.
Oh, there she is. Pam, this girl grew up here in Velvet Cove.
No way. What's your name, dear?
Oh, geez, I didn't even ask her name yet.
Oh, hi. I'm Swan.
Hi, Swan. I'm Pam.
Her friend's from here, too.
This is Pam. We love Pam. We all love Pam here. I remember recently seeing a post on the Lost Records subreddit saying, I hope the developers just know how much we all love Pam and wanted more time with her. You'll see that Pam, as well as the bartender Gus, are recurring characters in the 2022 timeline. And there is even a chance to further develop a kindling relationship between the two.
Are you two from around here? Seems like you go way back.
Us two? Oh, we're not together.
Oh, I didn't mean that.
Don't worry about it. People always assume.
A cocktail. Thanks. You must have read my mind, because I don't like beer that much.
It's a rum and coke. Thought I'd surprise you with an old favorite.
I totally forgot how much I used to love those. You must be wondering why we're here tonight. Do you remember what happened? Why we made our promise?
No. I just know something bad happened.
I'm worried. Someone's got a grudge. Last week, my mom found a package on her doorstep. She recognized the name on it. Somehow.
For Bloom and Rage. Wait. Are Bloom and Rage?
I know. Like, who would remember us now?
I couldn't believe it when my mom handed it to me.
Hey! She actually showed. Welcome! See? Told you.
Yeah. You didn't miss much, Swan. We're just messing around.
Come in! Dude, what was that band you were talking about again? I wanna write it down.
Sleater Kingy. They're pretty new, I think.
I was so nervous.
Really? Why?
I thought you were all so much cooler than me.
Nora and Autumn ask you to film them playing, but first you have to find Nora's guitar pick. Really cool Easter egg here when you're looking through all the different VHS sets, one of which has the guitar pick in it. You'll see this one called the Vortex Club. Autumn then asks you to start the drum machine, and you get to choose your own specific type of beat. I think this is a really cool, fun, easy moment for players to actually engage with the music. This game is so musically driven, and I do think it really hits that nail on the head.
On the right is the hi-hat. And, that's it. Try them out. You could change the sample bank too, by the way. It's that first button on the left.
Can you tell I was really having fun with it?
That sounds cool.
Nice beat, Swan.
Oh, feel nice. I'll sing my heart out, promise.
Ready for your close-up?
I was born ready. Lights up on the pavement. Do a trick, take a stand.
Make it stick, 'cause I can. In the park till it's dark.
This might sound like a dig for a second, but stay with me on this one. I really like that Nora and Autumn are kind of bad. What I mean is, when you're actual teenagers, let's say in the 90s, with no specific training or skills and no endless YouTube to self-teach, this is what you'll sound like. And I love that raw energy because that's what Riot Girl shit is all about. It's about the energy, it's about the attitude, it's about the love and the passion for doing it. Autumn and Nora are not particularly good lyricists, but they are going to get some assistance on that in the near future.
crushed it. Dude, that was fucking epic. Encore.
Thanks.
I want to write a song for you guys.
What? Oh my god. Seriously? That'd be so cool.
We should make a music video.
That would be crazy. Swan, you up for that?
I'm not like a real director.
Says who? You are, if you say you are.
Okay.
Hold up. If this is serious, we're gonna need a real band name. Cat?
Hello? We already have one. You can't kill the spew.
Can and did. It's dead and buried.
Could we shoot at the crow's nest? It's this awesome trail. I know a few good spots where the light filters through the trees in this really cool way.
Let's scout it out.
Okay, Kat. Let's hear what you got. What's our name?
Hold on, I think I've got one. How about Bloom and Rage?
Okay, guys. How many times you gonna cop a squat?
Nice technique, you guys. 10 points from the French judge.
So Swan, Nora, Autumn, and Kat head out to the woods to film their music video. This is a really nice segment. You find some different places to pose. Swan takes video of each of the girls. This memoir is aptly and cutely called Forest Girls.
I'm making a music video for Bloom and Rage. Can you believe it? I just hope I can do a good job editing with the music. I definitely can't let them down.
Fine.
Especially because
Thanks.
she...
Jealous?
Oh, come
Never mind.
on.
Oh yeah, there's this redacted part where for some reason the name is bleeped out here. I thought maybe there would be a bigger mystery to this, but from everything that I've seen, I ended up looking it up on the Lost Records Reddit. Shout out to y'all. Y'all always got the answers to my questions, and it's really nice. It's like a good sanity check to see that when I ask some of these questions, like 5 people have already asked it before. And it seems the consensus on this one is that it's just the name of whatever Swan's crush is. Although I don't get why that would be redacted, because that would also make a good checkpoint. If anybody else thinks there's anything more to this, let me know in the comments, because it doesn't seem like there is, and there's no kind of like reveal later on in tape 1 or tape 2 that would make this make some sudden sense. At least I don't think so. But if anyone else has a different thought on this, please do let me know. You make them do some air guitar. You make them pretend kiss. This is so real. This is really close to the kind of fun, silly nonsense that me and my friends used to shoot at recess in high school. I love it. I think this stuff is really accurate, and this is one of the first scenes that really captures that summer hangout best friend group kind of vibe.
Watch out!
Are we seriously doing this?
Okay.
Wow. It looks like a friggin' Bob Ross. What? I like to watch him when I light up sometimes. Chills me out.
I'll never forget you guys.
Yeah, me neither.
Obviously you won't. We're gonna be friends forever.
Duh.
I was happy. So happy. But also so nervous.
I've never had any friends like you. Normally, people don't even notice me.
I noticed you the second I saw you.
Okay. Frame. Rolling. Okay. And action.
Dude, you're so loud.
Nora has never reminded me more of my teenage self than in that exact moment. I was a very, very excitable teen, and I did have to be told sometimes, and still do when my volume is what it is. I have a naturally loud voice. There's a lot of bass in it, okay? I yell talk without meaning to.
So, that's it?
Yep. That's the end. Can we watch it again?
Yeah, we totally should.
Seriously. Everyone was amazing, though. Thanks for going along with it and... Whoa. What the hell?
Power outage?
Guys, it's last night. I forgot I filmed this.
Did you hear that? What was that?
Masked serial killer, obviously.
Stop!
Do I need to, hold your hand or something?
No. Whatever. Are we close?
This definitely isn't the way we came, right?
What the hell?
No way. I've never seen this. Think it's open?
So Kat and Swan find a way to sneak Swan in, where she sees that the door is actually locked from the inside. There is this very witchy, mysterious looking lock that you have to solve the code for. But in order to solve that, you have to use this clue. Now this really threw me, and I know a lot of other players, for a loop. It is a handwritten note that shows Swan's camcorder and gives you the hints of where the 4 different symbols hidden around the house are and in what order to use them. The first time I played this, like many other players, assumed that this was just a fourth wall breaking piece of information from the developers. But as it turns out, that is not the case. Swan does say, "What is this?" But weirdly enough, she never acknowledges it again. She never says how weird it is that there was instructions on the inside, clearly written for her because they show the camcorder. But Swan solves the code and lets the gang in, and they get a good look around.
Creepy.
Anyone home?
Not for a long time.
I say it's ours.
Yeah. We can all chip in and turn this place into a little hideout. Why don't we come back in a couple days?
Yes, during the day, preferably. Until we meet again.
Oddly enough, we found our way home after that.
Easily. As if we'd always known the way. Hey, Mom! I'm calling someone, so don't pick up!
Back in the sanctity of her own room, Swan can call Kat, Nora, or Autumn. And you can choose whoever you want, but if you want to advance one particular romance, this is one of those really great opportunities for that.
Dude, I was hoping you'd call. What's going on?
Sup, home skillet?
Regardless of whoever you call, each of them will tell you a secret. And even further than that, what I like is not only do you get to choose who you call, but when each of them tells you they have a secret, you get to choose where the secret is coming from. So if you're chatting with Kat and she says she has a secret, you can say, is it about Nora or is it about Autumn? So with each of these three girls, you can ask about the other two.
Yeah, I talked to Autumn. Okay, you didn't hear this from me. Got it?
Got it.
Autumn's worried that you're more into that camera than hanging out with us. Like, you spend more time filming than you do talking to us sometimes.
I didn't mean to ignore anyone.
It's okay. I don't think it's weird, but I just thought you should know. Don't spill, though. Got it?
A secret about who? Nora?
Yeah, I talked to Nora. Okay, you didn't hear this from me. Got it?
Got it.
Nora said that crunchy deodorant you use doesn't really work.
Oh, whatever. Nora always stinks.
I've got a juicy secret, and you'll never believe who it's about.
Is it about Autumn?
Dean showed up at Autumn's house when she got home last night. I bet they hooked up again.
Also, when Swan talks to her stick bug, whichever person of the three she has the highest romantic points with, she'll mention specifically.
I feel like Nora really gets me. I hope we can still talk and stuff after the move.
Can I ask you something?
Fire away.
Do you feel nervous about seeing Nora at all?
Yes. A little bit.
Thank you. I feel a little less crazy.
She can be a lot.
That's kind of what I'm worried about.
Here we go. Should still be open. Ladies first. Honey, I'm home. Hello? Whoa. This place is even bigger than I realized.
Oh, I still get goosebumps thinking about that place.
For years, I wondered if I dreamt it.
We're back.
Oh. What What should we do first?
Oh! I can maybe shoot a before and after video.
Yes! Let's do it.
Now that you're all together at the old cabin, players are given the opportunity to spill on the secret that they were just told. Naughty, naughty, but anyways, here's me doing it.
Hey, Autumn. I heard you saw Dean the other night. What happened?
Nora! I'm gonna kill you!
Dude.
He was literally high as hell and thought he'd try to buy weed off me. Why? Who knows? I never sold shit. Ugh, I'm still pissed about that.
It's like our secret base.
Like we're spies?
Or it's our own witch's lair.
Yes, my pretty.
There is a lot of references to witchy activity in this game, both overt and kind of more snuck in, but I wouldn't say that it isn't apt to call this a witch's lair. I mean, I feel like you can really tell immediately from the beginning of the game where the sort of vibe is of this kind of story. You can even see little things like in Nora's garage, there's a giant poster that is very, very clearly inspired by The Craft, which, by the way, if you've never seen the 90s film The Craft, if you're into witchy stuff at all, go and watch it. The 90s was lit for witchy activity, man. You had The Craft, you had Practical Magic, you had Third Thing.
Cat and Swan and Autumn and me and me and me and me and me and me.
So modest. Did you guys go to, like, music school?
Lessons? What for? Now you know why we suck balls. Speak for yourself. I'm awesome.
So something that I'm going to touch on briefly here is the texture pop-ins. This game was made in Unreal 5. From what I'm seeing of a lot of Unreal 5 content, during cutscenes, the first few frames lack texture and then have a bunch of stuff popping in or different kinds of lighting setups popping in and out. This game, when it first released, was unfortunately, especially because the game had already been slightly delayed, a little bit buggier than I wanted it to. I've noticed this texture pop-up thing does happen a lot in this game. It's not huge, but it is there.
The moment we found this cabin, I had a feeling we were meant to find it. It feels caught between worlds, like a house enchanted by witches eons ago. Is that weird? I don't think so. I know there's something about this place.
I like blue. But purple's more punk, right?
Ooh, what you doing?
We're making this sign, banner thingy for the band.
Guys, listen. It should really be blue.
Purple's the best color, period. Nora wants gold, but, like, nah.
I loved your purple idea.
Minds think alike.
Ooh, perfecto.
Thanks.
I was like a groupie. Anything to help the band.
Oh, come on, slowpokes.
This game really is chock full of beautiful vistas. It simply cannot be denied. It's another thing that I think Dontnod has always been very good at. When I think of this game and I think of Life is Strange 2 and all the gorgeous, beautiful views that we got, it makes me highly appreciative of it because, first of all, I think what better place to add those kind of things than in story-driven games? And second, we get such a beautiful variety.
remember? Oh, what was it again? Ready? 3, 2, 1. Welcome to Fawn's Rest.
Dude, it really feels like our place now. We did it.
You can find a couple little Life is Strange references here and there, including this painting, which the developers have confirmed is inspired by none other than Chloe Price.
Say your full name and age for the camera. And, something about you.
I'm Nora Malakian. I'm almost 17. Pretty sure I have acid saliva. Yeah, no one eats hard candy faster than me, I swear. So many people just, like, live these boring lives. And then they die, and, like, no one even remembers them. I'll remember you even after I die.
And... cut! Thanks, Nora.
You should hold on to this. It'll be worth something someday.
Kat leads the gang to this ominous spot in the wood where there is a circle of fungi in the ground and a bunch of cut down trees that have what appear to be eyes carved into the bark. I only recently found out that these are called aspen trees, and this is naturally how the bark grows. So smart of the developers to include this in the game because it really adds to that neat, witchy visual theming.
Remember how I said I'd write us a song? It's done. It's a curse. Against all the shitbags who fucked with us. I should have put up the red flag. That you would be a fucking drag. And then the next line's like, see you in hell. You'll fit in well. I'll make you scream, and you'll be under my spell. In hell.
Whoa. That's tight, Kat. So sick.
Kat then says they need to seal the curse with blood. Nora agrees, Autumn refuses, and you have the choice whether to agree or disagree. Meanwhile, in the present day, Nora shows up to the function.
Nora. Fuck, that was a good song. How could I forget?
Hey, you look amazing.
Big improvement from back in the day, right? Especially my hair.
You could pull off any haircut, I bet.
And then the four girls sing their newly sealed song, See You in Hell.
That's it. Check this out.
There was still more.
Let's put on a concert.
More to Kat's curse.
Yes.
Say what? A concert? A concert.
That's right.
Big dreams. Little girls. We were so free.
Until we made that promise.
This round's on me.
Wow. Thanks.
I just want to take a moment here to say that the adult designs for both Autumn and Nora are exceptional. This is peak character design for Don't Nod. As flawed as this game is, there are a lot of things where Don't Nod is firing on all cylinders here. I just think they look so cool, and it's really neat to see the 16-year-old versions of themselves versus the 35-year-old version. Anyways, back at the bar, you briefly rejoin Pam and Gus, where we learn that Pam has a bit of a predilection for the supernatural.
Did you girls ever see anything weird around these parts? Back in the day?
Oh, I don't remember. Sorry.
Don't worry about it.
Pam here's got a little hobby investigating the supernatural. And she likes to rope me into her little ghost hunting adventures sometimes.
And you can add a little nudge nudge for Gus over here, a little attempt to try and bring Pam and Gus closer. I do really like this little side story. I kind of wish they went further with it. I think other people also wish they went further with Pam, because her asking this question about whether or not they'd ever seen anything weird, really feels like there's something more there, right?
I remember we'd always meet up at Fawn's Rest in the afternoon.
Wow. I forgot about that place. Remember our campfires on the shore?
I want to tell you guys something. It's big. Guess what?
Tell us!
What?
Oh, spill!
So, there's this poetry contest, and the prize is 4 Bikini Kill tickets. I sent in our song!
Whoa! That's crazy!
Wouldn't that be sick?
Hell yes! Oh, you'll definitely win. No doubt.
Before nightfall, you can experience this easily missable moment with Kat up on the rooftop. And I really do feel this is one of the reasons that a lot of people ended up connecting with Kat quite a bit. She is still to this day the most chosen romance option. And it's not surprising to see why, as it does feel like you do get a lot more one-on-one with her than the other girls. I don't know if it 100% adds up that way or if it's just my perception, but it does definitely feel like you get closer to Kat a little bit faster than the other two.
What are you writing in there?
Well, there's our song, and I have some other poems and notes and stuff.
I never really kept a notebook. I guess my camera's sort of like that for me.
I got this thing because my parents kept going through my shit. I keep this on me so they can't ever read it. It's just for me.
Cool.
Hey, so this might be random, but do you have anything that, like, you wish you could change about yourself? Anything?
Yeah, like I wish I wasn't moving away. I just met you guys and now I have to leave. It's not fair.
Well, you'll still keep in touch, right? I wish we had all met sooner. It sucks.
What about you? Anything you'd change?
I don't know.
Really?
Yeah. Hey, remind me to tell you about Gertie someday.
Okay.
The gang decides to play Truth or Dare, but before that, you're given the chance to look through each of the 3 characters' things, and there's some funny interactions like finding Nora's dad's stash.
Is that...
Found my dad's secret stash.
Your dad's? Ew! Ew, 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 ew. Keep that shit away.
Hey, you had a point. I didn't check to see if the pages were, like, stuck together.
Oh, no. No.
As well as this very distressing letter written from Dylan to Corey. This is a major red flag for their relationship, and we're only going to see that develop further and further. That night, the girls have probably one of the best times that we get to see with all of them. They play a spicy game of Truth or Dare, Swan does a round of Bloody Mary in the old outhouse, and Kat performs a legitimately chilling take on the Johnny 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 game. Now, something that I find personally very unclear about scenes like these are whether or not the gang is diegetically seeing this stuff. Are they seeing the purple shimmers? Are they seeing these lights across Kat's face? Are they seeing that glow when she stabs the knife in? It's very unclear. For this scene, I'm gonna have to guess no, but then you'll see there's later scenes in the game where maybe the answer is yes. This is one of those very mysterious, very inobvious things that can make this game a little frustrating. In the middle of the night, Swan awakes to find Kat missing, so she goes outside to explore. Along the way, she sees these glowing moths and follows them. There is a very easily missable moment here where if you actually go in the opposite direction of where you're supposed to go, you will find this cave. Now, there isn't really anything in it except for one of these creepy doll toys that you can also find up in the attic, and I kind of wish they had gone further with this. I almost feel like maybe there was meant to be something here, because this is the only scene in the game where you discover it. I'm also curious if anyone else has discovered this part, because you really have to go out of your way. But once you get back on track, Swan will find Kat at the space where they sealed their curse, except now there is a giant hole in the ground and it is glowing.
Can't sleep? Welcome.
Kat seems strangely entranced.
I feel like I'm on the edge of a dream. You know the feeling when your stomach drops? Like, whoosh.
Yeah.
Bet it'd feel crazy like that. Jumping in. What do you think's down there?
Kat suggests that Swan records this, and once we complete this memoir, as usual, we can play it back with Swan's voiceover, but this time, something very different happens. This voiceover appears to be from a different time. It's very unclear what the meaning of this is, but it seems to speculate that a lot more is going on with the Abyss than what we get in this game. So let's set this part aside for now, and then we'll come back to this when we theorize at the end of this video. But this voiceover is really creepy and very ominous.
I've been here before. We've always been here. Here. And on here. Kat is there. Kat was always there. Kat was staring down at the lights in the abyss. Kat was calling up from down below. The voices are old and young. They are watching. They remember everything and nothing. They are shadows of what used to be. They want to come back, but they're afraid.
The rest of the gang shows up and they wonder if this hole appearing has anything to do with the curse that they just sealed.
Maybe I'm crazy, but is this our fault?
Because we sealed our curse here.
No way. That shit's not real. Our blood ritual. Maybe it worked.
We summoned this, so we should, give it something.
Kat suggests that they offer something to it, and players are given the option to make a trade, a sacrifice, or a gift.
Like a sacrifice?
Yeah. Yes. Let's do it. I bring a sacrifice. I seek your guidance. Abyss. Everyone thinks they know what's best for me. But they don't. I deserve revenge. I'm fucking dying here. Get me out. Get me out. Get us out. Here.
told you guys that my wish came true, would you believe me?
Dude, that was just last night.
The next day, Kat declares that she has won tickets to the Bikini Kill concert and wonders if maybe her wish might have come true, when suddenly Corey interrupts, trying to drag Kat back to the ranch. Now, you'll see, as the girls defend themselves, they start to get this purple shimmer in their eyes. It would seem that the abyss is now in some way within them. Maybe they are channeling its energy. One could possibly argue they are being possessed by it, but they're not doing anything necessarily supernatural. And yet, Corey starts to get this ringing in his ears as if somehow the power that they're channeling from the abyss is weakening him. This is a really cool, really fascinating scene, although I'm still not completely sure exactly what it means. You're gonna hear me say that a lot in this video. It's a very cool scene though. So Nora sacrifices her guitar pick, but Autumn is not convinced of anything. Instead, she asks something of the abyss. She asks, how deep does it go? She throws down a rock and we hear no sound.
Listen. Huh? Did you say something? I can't hear you. I don't listen to fucking losers.
I'm not gonna hold back. For the hurt, the harassment, and the harm that you did. I have a wish. Abyss, I bring a trade. I seek your guidance. I wish to be free. Like moths shedding our cocoons. And instead of being drawn into the flame, we make it ours so that nothing can keep us apart. Forever.
Okay, so let's talk about this song here. The song used at this scene in the abyss, Sparks by The Doe, feels very, very intentional. So to the point that I was convinced it was written for this game. I thought that it was part of the original score, but it's not. This song is from 2014, and I found that kind of shocking because lyrically, it is so incredibly on point for this game. It now makes me wonder if the game or elements of its plot were inspired by this song. I wish I could play you the whole thing, but copyright simply won't allow it. Let's see if I can use some of the vocal stems here for a moment to make my point though.
It glows at night, it's just the start. I'm not surprised, it shoot the sound. And if someone calls and shows up at the door, no one will be there to answer anymore. We have it on tape now.
Do you see what I mean?
So, it wasn't a dream. It was real.
I guess it was. I feel like things with Corey got worse after that. Like, what happened to him? Didn't they blame him for what happened at the ranch?
Not here, Autumn. Someone might be listening.
Nora, what's wrong? Why'd you come if you don't want to talk about this?
I'm fine. I just feel like the past is the past, you know? Shots, anyone?
I'm good for now. Thanks.
Boo. Fine. Anyone want to play around a pool then? Let's talk about music. Do you still play Autumn? Like, just for fun?
No, I don't know. It felt weird playing without the group.
I find this line really weird because, spoiler alert, Bloom and Rage only plays together once. I just think it's an odd thing for her to say it didn't feel right ever playing music again without the band. Girl, the band barely ever played together.
Rolling. Can you say your full name, age, and something about you to the camera?
I'm Catherine Michelson, but everyone calls me Kat. I'm 16, and, I don't know. When I found punk music, I felt like, oh, there's really some people out there who get me. I guess I felt alone a lot. Unless I was with Gertie. There was this one day, Mom just pushed my buttons and I snapped. I called her a bitch. I was like 12? I got grounded, so I snuck out. Fell asleep behind the library. When I woke up, there was like this fawn. She had a bite mark on her leg.
Did you take the fawn home? You saved her?
Obviously. I'm getting kind of tired.
That was my last question. So, it's tomorrow, right?
Yes! Finally.
I'd better bring a fresh tape. I'm gonna film the whole show.
Oh, fuck yeah. We're gonna rage until we blow the minds of everyone in this stupid town. We're gonna be the real deal. Riot Girls.
Describe your dream look. I can do whatever. You are my muse.
Grunge! Something badass like Courtney Love.
Oh, sick. Just stay still. Voila.
How do I look?
Oh my God. You look so hot.
Really?
Really. Come closer.
You wanna,
Can I?
Sorry.
Are you guys okay?
Yeah? We're done. So, what now?
Show us! Oh, shit.
Oh my God, you look amazing, Swan!
We poured our hearts and souls into that one night.
By the way, your red eyes are not so encouraging.
The concert. It was here at the Blue Spruce, remember?
You unpack the truck.
You guys will help, right?
We need an extension cord and some power.
I'll spare you the deets, but there's this kind of tedious puzzle where you have to break into the back and then get to the power, find an extension cord, plug everything in, and then once you got that going, you're good to go.
What's up, dumb fucks?
Ready?
Yeah.
We're Bloom and Rage. Are you fucking listening?
Hey, what's going on?
Ready?
The red flag that you would be a fucking drag. You funny boy, I can tell. We'll see who's laughing when I see you in hell. See you in hell. You'll fit in well. I'll make you scream and you'll be under my spell. In hell, fuck you get banned for the fear and the harassment and the harm that you did.
Time to go.
Right.
What the hell?
I don't know.
Shit!
Past your bedtime. All done.
Cat! Are you insane? You're gonna hurt yourself. Seriously. Fuck off. You can't stop us.
What?
Maybe we should bounce.
Those girls were breaking and entering. I saw it. Call the cops.
Seriously? You broke in? What the hell is going on? Just fuck off,
Don't
Dylan.
tell your parents. Please.
Not surprised you're part of this, freak. I knew you were trouble.
Screw you!
Call the cops already, or I'll haul them in myself.
Yell at her again, and I'll knock your drunk ass on
Back
the ground.
off.
Don't talk to me
Let
like
me
that,
handle
you
this.
fucking whore.
Hey,
Shut up!
you're out of control, and Kat, shut the fuck up already.
Fuck you.
What's his problem?
Shut your mouth.
You've got my back, Swan. Always.
Dude, calm down! Ah! Shut up! Screw you! For the fear, the harassment, and the harm that you did.
Kat.
Do you hear me? Stupid, dumb, fucking assholes! Kat! Calm down! Please! Emma!
Kat? Kat!
This is all your fault!
What?
She's sick!
Oh my god.
Get it? Leukemia! And
Kat, no.
Do it.
Ready for your close-up? Lights up. On the pavement.
Swan, did you have a thing with one of these girls?
Tape 2 starts with Swan having some kind of a surreal dream that softly recaps everything that happened in Tape 1, leading all the way up to Kat passing out at the concert. There's this one shot as she's going up to this door where you see a blip of a shadow for 1 second, and if you've played this game yourself, you may have noticed quite a few of these. There are these recurring shadows that just blip in and out throughout the entire game. And spoiler alert, there's no fucking explanation for them. This is the number one thing that people are getting the most hung up on, and they are so right for it, especially if this game doesn't get a sequel. People have made compilation videos of all the different times that the shadows appear, and we know very, very little about them, except they're all over both Tape 1 and Tape 2, and they're all outlines of characters from the game. Shadows of Kat, shadows of Swan, shadows of Corey. We don't know what they mean. We can be pretty sure they have something to do with the Abyss, but there is no ironclad explanation, and it does drive me nuts. But here's the biggest thing. This is the biggest thing. And remember when I said at the beginning of the video that Don't Nod certainly took a lot of big swings with this game, but not all of it paid off? This one has truly worked against them. And you know why? Because everyone, pretty much everyone, thought these were bugs. And not a week goes by on the Lost Records subreddit that a new player doesn't make a post saying, hey, I'm experiencing a lot of these glitches, seeing a lot of weird shadows. Can anyone explain these to me? And then somebody has to hop on and be like, yeah, actually they're intentional and they're everywhere and they very clearly look like bugs, but they're not. Listen, as a plot device, it doesn't make any sense. As a visual thing, it looks exactly like a bug. When just tape 1 came out, I noticed it and I was like, is this a bug? Other people started posting it. And then once we realized that there was a bunch of them, we were really hoping for an explanation in tape 2 and we just don't get it. I don't really have anything else that I can say about this because we have so little to go on here other than how often they appear in the game. But this was a very bizarre creative choice, not only because there's no payoff, but because, and I cannot say this enough, they really do look like glitches. They look like bugs. And this game unfortunately did not come out in the most solid state. It was a buggy release. Huge swing and a miss for Don't Nod, unfortunately. That's all I can say.
We should talk about what happened to Kat.
You read my mind.
Why? There's nothing to say. Nor nothing good.
I feel like I might throw up. Whoa.
What?
No way. It's our lock. The one we found at Fawn's Rest. Remember us. Kat's fucking dying. Jesus. Kat should have told us she's sick. It's not fair.
Here's your allowance. Take it to the Blue Spruce and apologize.
So Swan has to go to the Blue Spruce to clean up and to apologize and to give them the money that her mother gave her. But before she does that, the player must solve the hardest fucking puzzle in this game. Shockingly, you have to pack a box, and this puzzle is tough. No wonder there's a PlayStation trophy for doing it in under 3 minutes. I am so glad that when I looked this up on YouTube, that other people had not only made videos of it, but all the comments were like, thank God, this was making me unable to progress in the game. I am not good with 3D kind of puzzles, and this one, every time that I've played the game since the first time, I use this particular YouTube tutorial. Shout out to this YouTuber, Trophy Tom. Before you leave, you can use the phone again, and there are a couple really deep cut Easter eggs here. I don't know who found this one out first, but congrats to them, because if you gave me 100 years, I never could have figured out something like this. In the very first scene, when you look at the car rental pamphlet that Swan has, if you specifically press the read button, which will show you text, you see Swan's current day phone number. And if you call Swan's current day phone number, you have this very bizarre interaction.
Hello? Who's there? I can't hear you.
Kat, the abyss. She's there.
What? Hello?
At the risk of sounding like a broken record, I don't know what to make of this. There are a few moments in this game, and we will talk about it a little bit more in the theory part at the end, about time and how time may be a factor in this story, possibly time travel. It is unclear as fuck. But you know what's even weirder? If you call a wrong number 5 times in a row, you get a message from a telephone operator, but the telephone operator is in Kat's voice, and the subtitles even say that it's Kat.
The number you're trying to reach is unavailable.
Whoopsie. Must have entered the number wrong.
Even weirder, the developers have confirmed there's some intentional reason behind this. I have no fucking clue what to make of this. And you could say maybe it's not super important because it's a very buried Easter egg that almost nobody will find, but it's there and it's in the game, so it has to have some sort of meaning, right? I have no idea.
This is such bullshit.
You may have noticed there are several times during this game where Swan's camera will glitch, specifically in this purple abyss-like way when she's filming stuff like the moths, or things about the abyss, or things involving Kat. Again, very unclear if she's diegetically seeing this, but also her getting this glitch when she films the blood on the floor is one of the few instances where this glitch doesn't happen near the abyss. However, it is something explicitly about Kat. That gives us a lot to think about.
So, it's tomorrow, right?
Yes! Finally. We're gonna be the real deal. Right, girls?
Hey, kid. Yeah, you. Got a question for you.
You wanted to ask me something?
It's also important to note that we saw Pam rocking out at the Bloom and Rage concert, but of course it makes sense she wouldn't quite be able to connect that with adult Swan in the future. But in what you might call a bizarre coincidence, Swan and Pam have met before, and Pam has also had her own unique experiences out in these woods.
You girls remind me so much of me and my friends when I was your age. We used to go off wandering in those woods all the time.
Are you still friends?
No. We haven't talked in years. It's odd, really.
So it's very clear there are echoes of Swan's story and Pam's story. This has some really fascinating implications for the lore, but we do not get any answers. We do not go any further with it than this. This is definitely one of my criticisms. This is a lot of people's criticisms with the lack of payoff, because this is a really good setup, but this is the last time we're going to touch on this particular tidbit, this juicy bit of information. Talking about if they ever do a sequel, I would love for them to bring Pam back, but I also don't really know if there's space for it. It's a little side thing, and it really feels like if there was any time to go into it, it would be this game. If they do make a sequel, I just don't think there's going to be room to expand upon Pam's story. Unless they do some kind of a neat prologue that actually shows Pam as a teenager, that I would be super into, and I know a lot of other people would too. Hashtag Pam for tape 3.
What the fuck? What are you doing here? Here to cause some more trouble? You and your idiot friends really screwed up. You know that?
Kat's cancer. Can you tell me, what it is?
Why should I? It's really none of your business.
I really care about Kat, okay?
It's degenerative leukemia. Terminal. Get it? She's dying.
No.
You and her other so-called friends almost killed her.
Fuck.
Kat told me about that movie or whatever it is you're making.
Dylan agrees to be interviewed by Swan for the video that she's making, and here the player can either be gentle and reassuring with Dylan, or you can be a little bit more hostile. You can jab her about Corey and upset her a bit, but if you're sympathetic, you can kind of begin to open her mind about the red flags that even other people from a distance like Swan can see in Corey and Dylan's relationship. So this small bit of conversation can actually heavily affect one of the ending scenes of this game.
Are you sure Corey's the one?
What?
You just seem like so sad when you talk about him.
Hey.
Go away.
What's this dumb bitch doing here?
Leave me alone.
Shut up.
If you've properly instilled some doubt here, Dylan will also initially refuse to kiss Corey. But as we'll see, Corey gets very unhappy very easily when he doesn't get his way. Another massive red flag.
I've got a feeling I can't explain.
Hello? Anyone here?
Duh.
Of course not.
Now, I love a good moment of reflection as much as any other Life is Strange or Don't Nod fan, but one of my critiques of tape 2 is there's too many consecutively. She just had one in her bedroom, then she goes to the Blue Spruce and she has one in the parking lot, then she goes to Fawn's Rest and she has one in the backyard. It's 3 in a row and they're just too close to each other. The pacing of this game, my friends, it's just not quite there, right? Swan returns to Fawn's Rest to collect her things where she runs into Autumn. Autumn has been dodging her calls and Swan is not feeling very good about that. Autumn ends up getting pretty upset and begins having an anxiety attack. And I gotta say, I think this has to be one of the most realistic depictions, maybe the only that I've seen in a video game. They did this part very well with the correct level of sincerity and care.
My hands. You okay?
They're tingling.
In present day, Autumn will tell you about a grounding technique that she uses, a game that she plays that helps her calm down. And in the past, you, the player, can utilize this information to teach Autumn the game. You could argue that maybe this kind of has to do with time too, although I take this bit more as just a clever gameplay mechanic. In the future, Autumn tells you about something that she does, so in the past, you can utilize that information to help calm Autumn down.
In case I don't see you for a while. Please.
Okay. Fine. You're like impossible. You know that?
Thanks.
I honestly have no idea what that was, what they were both looking at. I mean, the next shot is of them sitting at the abyss, so I guess maybe those shimmers were them being called to the abyss, but they also seem to both be looking at the same thing, which they didn't show us. Again, is this diegetically happening or not? Do these actual purple shimmers appear in a way? If Swan looks over at Autumn, can she see it on Autumn's face and vice versa? I don't know. This game has a very frustrating lack of clarity sometimes.
You know, I didn't make a wish before, but maybe it's worth believing. Just this once.
Something I do really love about this game is how your bonding score affects the outcome of certain scenes, because Autumn does not make a wish here at the Abyss if you have a low bond with her, especially if you failed to calm her down from her anxiety attack. The first time that I played the game, I did not have a great bond with Autumn. I don't know if I successfully got her to calm down, but I know that for sure she did not make a wish at the Abyss. So this was a real treat to discover my second time around.
Look.
I mean, it's gorgeous, but I don't know what it means. I don't know what it means. What does it all mean?
Do you mind checking on Nora, actually? I could use a minute.
Before you go outside to check on Nora, you have one final chance to encourage Pam and Gus's relationship. Pam is planning to go out to this haunted house, and you can suggest that maybe Gus should join her, and that perhaps it's a date.
Sounds like a date.
Are you asking me out on a date, Pam?
So what if I am?
You gonna put me on the spot like that?
I enjoy this little side journey, even though it really doesn't go anywhere other than there's an alternate shot at the end of this game if you do get them together. And again, the pacing of this game, in my opinion, the pacing of this game is problematic to the point that there's no room for subplot. It feels like we're dragging on the main plot a fucking lot sometimes. And as much as I enjoy Pam and Gus, it's like, let's get the fuck back to it. Let's get back to the main story. I need to know where this goes, but sometimes it just takes too many side steps for too long.
Hi. Oh. Hey.
You still smoke? Take one if you want.
Sure, thanks. I still have one every now and then.
I technically quit years ago. It's kind of a deal breaker for Melissa. But obviously I couldn't come back here without a pack or two. Given the situation.
Yeah.
Can I be honest with you for a sec?
Sure.
I think it might be time to go. You guys can just text me if something comes up.
What if I buy you another drink?
Is that a bribe? You know me too well.
Now, this scene is kind of tricky because if you don't do and say all the right things, Nora will actually leave. Throughout the course of tape 2, Nora and Autumn can both leave the Blue Spruce before the ending of the game, which is also why getting Nora and Autumn to stay is often considered the quote best ending. And of course, for my playthrough, that's the ending that I made happen, but I did use an extensive walkthrough because your relationship points with people count so much towards how these things turn out, and you'd be surprised which interactions can have what effect.
Oh, your mom's awesome. Mine would never let me get a piercing.
It fucking hurt. Not gonna lie.
Cool. I was so excited to see Nora again, but everything feels off. It's empty without Kat and Autumn here. And Nora keeps trying to fill the space with stories about LA and dumb jokes. Anything to avoid talking about what happened. Maybe this is just how she's coping. Or maybe it's just who we're all becoming now. Growing up, they call it. Feels more like growing numb.
Oh, hold up. I totally spaced. I got you something in LA.
Now, if at this point in the game you have a really high romance score with Nora, she will get you not 1, but 2 gifts. This is a really good check-in point because if you only have 1, that means you don't have a high enough romance with her, so you gotta work harder at it. But if you have 2, you know that you are very much on the right track.
I remember I made a matching one for myself, but I wasn't sure if you would think that was weird or whatever. So,
How am I gonna get that box to Kat? I called and Dylan said she's not allowed out.
So Nora and Swan devise a plan to go and see Kat, but before that, Nora offers you a hit of her joint, and we get one of the weirdest weed smoking effects I've ever seen in a video game. This is the kind of effect you'd expect to see in Cyberpunk when someone lands an overheat hack on you. Dontnod's covered smoking weed in their other video games, and they just do it in a normal way. This effect is just, it's really weird. It literally looks like she's about to die or something.
I feel good. Don't worry. I have a plan.
Swan and Nora show up at Kat's house and use the light from Swan's camera to signal Kat. Kat ends up making these flashcards communicate with them, and I just think it's kind of funny the way they put this together because it keeps showing her like several times in a row, run off screen and then come back with a giant sign, and then run off screen and come back with a giant sign again, as if she's literally got a table with a bunch of markers and cards, as if she was just waiting for this moment, as if she's like a PA who works on the late night show or something. And she's just drawing these huge signs and going back and forth and back and forth. It would be a lot less comical if Kat didn't keep going off screen and coming back. It looks really comedic, even though it isn't supposed to be. Then you have to go through this, in my opinion, very boring, tedious bit where you have to sneak around Corey to get all the way up to Kat. What's really weird about this part is if you fail this bit enough times, if you get caught by Corey enough times, this will make Nora in modern day walk out. For some reason, this is the straw that breaks the camel's back. And again, I really do understand, especially for casual players, why this game confused them, because of all the things that you could say or do to Nora in modern day. For some reason, Swan recounting the story of you guys breaking in and then you getting it wrong 2 or 3 times in a row will frustrate Nora to the point where she will just leave. And I don't get why. But yeah, if you want Nora to stay to the end, make sure you don't fail this very tedious sneak scene. Swan goes up to the roof, Kat lets her in, and we get another really nice moment between the two of them. Kat is definitely my favorite character. She is a lot of people's favorite character.
I bet you're wondering what's with the dumb hat, right? What? It looks good. Yeah. So I cut my hair off when I got home from the hospital, and I'm gonna lose it anyway, so I just figured sorry. It's weed whacker chic, darling. Fuck you.
It really is no surprise that she is the most romanced character, and there is certainly conversation to be had about the quality of acting in this game with certain roles. I did briefly touch on this before, but I'm not crazy about Swan's voice acting. It has grown on me. I have a really big pet peeve for adults doing child voice acting or teen voice acting because it sounds so insincere. And I don't think the actors for Swan and Nora pull it off very well. No disrespect to them, because also as their adult counterparts, they're really great actors. But it's very, very, very hard for an adult in their 30s or 40s to try and do a 16-year-old's voice. But Kat is easily the best acted character among the 4 of them, and it simply cannot be denied. There is is such a power just to the way that Kat speaks. It's so believable, it's so complex, and it's delivered in a way that I can't quite say we get that kind of level of excellence from our other actors here. I do think the actor for Autumn does a spectacular job of doing both the teenager role as well as the modern day. Both sound very real. Swan's teenager version is just a little bit too cheeso, and Nora's version sometimes is good, but sometimes is so shrill. It sounds like a parody of a teenager.
Cat and Swan and Autumn and me and me and me and me and me and me.
Kat is fantastic, and she is in a lot of ways the emotional core of this game. I have seen some people say, you know, Kat should have been the main character of this game, but I don't think from a plot point that would make a lot of sense, especially because of how things end in the game. But yeah, Kat asks you to cut her hair, and if you have a high enough relationship with her, you'll actually get to cut her hair. But if you have a low enough score, Kat will actually say that she's going to do it herself and just asks you to find the mirror. There's a mini puzzle here where you find what is basically a Polly Pocket, and if you grew up in the 90s, you know how popular these things were, and you can find the batteries for it to turn it on. Very cool visual, very neat looking, very 90s, level of detail that I really applaud Don't Nod for. But again, I just wish that the plot had this same level of detail and payoff. Why is finding a Polly Pocket and then getting batteries for it to turn it on feel more satisfying than some of the biggest plot points in this whole game? Kat also has this secret drawer that she hides from her parents where she has some of her more witchy stuff, and you can also have this interaction where she tells you about a witchy dream that she's been having.
I've been having the weirdest dreams about that place, but like from a long time ago. I think there were like witches, and maybe I was one too.
Furthermore, you'll also see in this drawer that Kat has a binding spell against Corey. Now, this is never explicitly talked about. We don't know if Kat personally practices witchcraft in her own time, but I remember looking at this and I initially thought, and I remember somebody else asked this online too, why is this binding spell covered in blood? What's that about? And then only more recently did I realize it's not blood, it's the juice that Corey spilled on her notebook in that earlier scene.
Okay. Try to hold still. Here goes nothing.
Dylan and Corey both barge in, and in Corey's most unhinged moment yet, he rips up the Bikini Kill tickets, and then he drops Swan's camera. Just what a fucking guy. Swan and Nora observe the meteor shower together, but unlike they planned, it's without Kat.
Fuck. Here. Kat wanted you to have this. We cut off her hair. She knew she was gonna lose it all anyway.
I bet she looks like a total badass. I just want us all to be together. Like before. What do we do?
Sorry. Bet it tastes like cigarettes.
If you have a high enough relationship score at this point in the game, Autumn will join you too. But if your score isn't high enough, she won't be there. You'll see that's kind of a recurring pattern with Autumn. She won't make a wish in tape 2, and she won't show up at the meteor shower in tape 2 if you don't have enough high score with her. I do think that's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool mechanic. However, this mechanic is almost exclusive to Autumn when it comes to the 90s stuff. And I really do see this as a contributing factor in why so many people didn't pursue Autumn as a romance option. I've also seen a pretty great point that somebody made on Reddit that one of the other reasons that so few people chose Autumn as a romance option is she comes off very platonic. I think there's actually a super strong case for that. You just don't get any specific romantic inclination with her. With Nora, it's very obvious and out in the open and from the get-go. With Kat, it's like this really great slow build, which is actually why I think her romance is kind of the best. But yeah, Autumn kind of gets the short stick in this game a little bit.
I missed you.
Me too.
Swan, careful.
The next day, the gang all meet up back at the Abyss, where Kat reveals that she has a plan to get back at Corey, and then some.
I heard her voice.
It's trying to tell us something. There's a price that must be paid. And I need your help, no matter what it costs.
Kat, I'm with you. Tell us.
So Swan, Nora, Kat, and Autumn show up at the Michelson Ranch to do a little vandalism, or a lot of vandalism, depending on how violent or passive you choose to go. Nora has designed these absolutely sick face masks for them. I think that Lost Records draws kind of a lot from Yellow Jackets as well as a few other IPs, but I don't mind it as long as it's being done well. And remember how I said that there's an ongoing aggression meter in the game that you're not quite privy to? Well, if you have been mostly passive throughout the game, Swan's face mask will look like this. However, if you've been more violent and antagonistic like I have in my gameplay, it's going to look like this. I enjoy these cool little neat touches, but again, this is going to be lost on probably 90 to 95% of the audience because we don't know there's an aggression meter. I didn't know this until I played the game my second or third time, and I had to follow a Reddit tutorial to even realize this. I just find it such a weird place to draw the line, where they added in this beautiful mechanic where you can always see how your dialogue choices change things. You get the branch symbol when your action has consequences, you get a heart up when they like what you say, and you get a heart down when they dislike what you say. But there being a whole secret aggression meter that counts very heavily towards the end of tape 2 being a total secret kept from the audience, I don't get it. What purpose does this serve? This is why so many people are confused why they ended up with the results that they got. And I completely understand it because I didn't understand why I got any of the results that I did my first gameplay. I had to do a bunch of research on my own, and casuals just, they're not going to do that, and they shouldn't be expected to. You know, when it comes to modern day media, I'm really tired of the idea that in order to fully understand and enjoy it, there's just an expected level of homework. Oh, you want to go see the new MCU movie? Well, you better have watched the last 3 TV shows or you're not going to fully understand it. Oh, you want to actually understand how your choices in Lost Records shook up? Better look online and find out that there's an aggression meter and then follow an extensively specific walkthrough on how to create the most passive choices to get the most passive ending. I don't like that. Even though the earlier Life is Strange games got criticized for being a little too simple with the choices, at least I could tangibly understand how my actions had immediate consequences. In this game, it's just unclear in a way that is frustrating for everyone, I think. It is without a doubt one of the largest flaws in this overall pretty great game.
I've always hated it. It's time. Have you ever watched something die? No. My dad took me hunting once. I hit the deer, but on the neck. It wasn't dead when we caught up to it. My dad had to finish it. It was trapped in this barn its whole life, only to die like that. Now I'm gonna make it right. They're not gonna die in a cage like that. Like me. We're with you. Completely.
Swan and Cat let all the deer free, including Gertie, the deer that Cat saved, although Gertie is too scared to leave her cage, so Cat has to frighten her with a flare. Corey shows up and gives the girls chase, wearing Autumn's mask, and then just as they're about to get caught, the deer turn on Corey and attack him. And we see this glint in their eyes, and it's unclear if this is the deer naturally fighting back or some act of nature acting on the part of Autumn, Swan, Cat, and Nora. The 4 girls make it back to the cabin feeling relieved and successful in their endeavors. They lock the door with that witchy-looking padlock, and Cat comes up with the idea to reset the lock together.
4 symbols? 4 of us? Get it? We're the fucking lock. Pick one.
Raven. Sun. Moon. Moth. And set. Raven. Sun. Moon. Moth. Raven. Sun. Moon. Moth.
I love this part, the idea that all 4 of them just understood and knew at the same time to start chanting this, to create this incantation together that they're sealing. It's really, really cool. It makes me wonder if maybe the spirit of witches are within them in some way that they don't realize. After all, the Bible that we found in the cabin that said it belonged to a Celine included a nature prayer within it. Maybe this Celine was a witch, maybe she had a coven, and the 4 girls are channeling her spirit.
We're the lock.
This is such a gorgeous scene. It's such a perfect culmination of this friendship coming together and this true whole expression of love in this really creative, witchy way. However, I do agree with the commentary I've seen from other players that perhaps this scene is a bit long. And when I say a bit long, I mean that uncut, it clocks in at just over 5 minutes. It's 5 minutes of them dancing in slow motion. I don't personally mind, but I do also agree that let's say if it was 3 or 3.5 minutes, that might have gone better pacing wise for the game. Again, pacing it's overall just unusual in this game. But the absolute funniest, most killer response that I've seen to the length of this scene was on a Reddit post where someone said, "Didn't y'all think this scene was maybe a little bit long? Why was this scene so long?" And the top comment said, and I quote, "Abyss High just hits different." I am telling you, I laughed so fucking hard when I read that. There could not be a funnier, more apt answer to why this scene is so long. And I get it. The Abyss High is clearly very within them. This is also the scene that finally brings full forward your romance choices, and you can kiss Kat, Nora, or Autumn, depending on who you have the highest relationship score with. Also, if you romance neither Nora nor Kat and you keep both of their relationship scores under crush, you can get the two of them to kiss. Corey and Dylan find the gang's hideout in the woods. There is a legitimately pretty good jump scare where if you look through the slot in the door, Corey will come out at you wearing that wolf mask. This one really got me.
Okay.
Now, if you have a high enough relationship score with Autumn, then you can successfully keep Corey out. He will set fire to the building, and then as you escape, Autumn will get badly burned. However, if you failed to calm her down during her panic attack, and if you did not continuously encourage her to stick with and trust Kat, Corey will be let in by Autumn. It turns out in this version of events, Autumn actually told Corey and Dylan where they were going to be. I know that this is another contributing factor why some people may not love Autumn, but I do see a validity in this because Autumn is the pragmatist in the group. When you have a group like this of 4 people, they have to balance each other out, right? Nobody wants to watch a story where all 4 people are the exact same. When I think of a group dynamic like this, I think of the Scooby Gang and Buffy. They are all very different and they all bring something different to the table. Kat is full of rage and vengeance, and she has a purpose. Nora is impulsive and a bit of a wild card and is pretty down for everything in a kind of chaotic way. Swan doesn't quite understand who she is, so she's not always entirely sure of her choices, and she has to mitigate her own feelings versus the group's feelings. And Autumn is the pragmatist. Autumn is the one who is trying to think of the larger picture, and Autumn has a lot more immediate concern for Kat's health and well-being than the other girls prioritize. Not knocking them, but the ultimate reason that Autumn told them where they'd be is because Kat is very, very ill, fatally so. And she was worried that if they didn't know where Kat was, if anything happened, they might get themselves into a situation where Kat is grievously in danger and they're not able to pull her out. So I see both sides of it.
Where? This way. They're over here.
A big something that I noticed while making this video, remember that reveal teaser from the Game Awards? I hadn't watched it since 2023 when it hit. Watching it again in 2025 versus the final cut of the game, there are some shots that don't happen in the game. And if I may digress for a moment, I think it's really important because it seems to reveal that there was a larger piece of story to some extent that was going to happen here that for whatever reason got cut. And there's some traces of it still left throughout the game. What the fuck am I talking about? Okay, well, at the Michelson Ranch, when you start the vandalization, Swan vandalizes a sign that shows you the fire danger for that season and that area. Anyone who goes camping or lives near the woods is probably familiar with these. It's a scale that tells you how close the space is to a potential forest fire. This sign in the game is set to very high, and it's the first thing that the game makes you vandalize. It specifically draws your attention towards it. Now, if we think of the story principle Chekhov's gun, which basically suggests that every element in a story should be relevant and contribute to the overall narrative, us being shown this and then Corey setting fire to the cabin, are you putting one and one together? Because in this version of the game, in the final cut, the only thing that catches fire is the cabin and a little bit of Autumn's arm. But in the Game Awards trailer from 2023, we see this really quick shot of the entire forest burning down. And we also see this shot of Nora passing out on the floor of the forest. There was clearly meant to be more here, and for whatever reason, that didn't happen. But I only thought about this initially when, again, fucking love the Lost Records Reddit, somebody made a post talking about plot holes, and they posited the question, why doesn't the forest burn down? Corey sets fire to a wood cabin in a forest during a particularly dry season. You know, it's just a little disappointing to see that there were some larger plans here that for whatever reason got nixed. Maybe they just wanted to beeline to the final scene here at the Abyss. So let's talk about this final 1995 scene at the Abyss. This scene is the culmination of all of your choices in the 1995 timeline. And like I said, how aggressive versus how passive you've been throughout the game is going to have a huge effect on how this goes. If you are more passive, this will be a less violent scene. If you were more aggressive, y'all can go ape shit, and I'm not really exaggerating. There is a crazy amount of ways that this scene shakes up more outcomes than any scene Don't Nod has made for a choice-based game.
You're not worthy of this place. It's fine.
Oh, I get it now.
Get what?
You can't stand the thought of the world going on without you. I used to feel bad for you. But now, I see what you really are. A selfish little bitch. Let's just say what we've all been thinking. We'll all be better off once you're finally fucking dead.
You don't deserve my sister.
You don't deserve anything. You're weak. You're nothing.
This is about vengeance. For me!
Fuck you!
Cat!
What are you doing? I'll make you pay. You and your little dyke friends.
No! Leave them alone!
You'll pay. You'll pay. Don't do this.
Bitch!
Dad, stop! What? He hurt us, Swan! He hit Dylan! I know, but it wasn't the first time. He already got revenge. He's not worth it.
Fuck you! Move, freak! You're mine!
Corey? Let her go!
You don't even exist to me.
Don't hurt her! Stop! No!
Now, there is such a complex combination of factors in what decides which endings here. We couldn't possibly go through all of them together in this video. However, YouTuber Playing with Heart has made not one, but 2 videos on this very subject. I highly suggest you check out her videos. I'll have links for those in the description.
Are you guys okay? Corey. Oh my god. Where did Shh. It took him. The abyss. It's gone. You have to listen to me. The abyss. It's trying to protect us. It wants us to forget. I can feel it. And never see each other again. I promise to never see you guys again. I promise. I promise.
this might sound, but I don't regret anything that happened that summer.
And now that they finally remember everything, they can finally unlock the mysterious package, which is indeed from Kat.
Hey, losers. It's Kat. Well, obviously, if you're reading this, it means I'm dead.
I'm dead. Fuck. Just writing that is so weird. I don't know what I would have done this summer if I hadn't met you guys. I just would have been trapped inside this house the whole time. But instead, you set me free. You gave me a reason to keep fighting. And I've got one last battle left. I'm writing this while waiting for you guys to get here. Tonight, we're gonna free Gertie and all her friends. I hope you like this stuff. And just thank you for being my friends. For the best summer of my life. Bloom and rage forever. I love you guys. Don't forget me. As if. Kat.
We'll never forget you, Kat. Never.
Promise.
And somehow, even though it fell into the abyss, Swan's camcorder is in this box too. And for the first and only time in this game, we get to see modern day Swan. And in my opinion, it was well worth the wait. She looks so fucking cool.
We gotta find a way to watch this. Damn it, guys. I miss Kat so much.
If you failed to get Autumn and Nora to stay, then Swan will have to open this package by herself. But if you get what is arguably known as the best ending, the three of them will do one final rendition of See You in Hell. I could not love this ending more.
Drag. You think you're funny, boy, I can tell. We'll see who's laughing when I see you in hell. See you in hell. You'll fit in well. I'll make you scream and you'll be under my spell. In hell. Fuck, you get paid for the hurt, the harassment, and the harm that you did. Ooh, you're just a clown. Ooh, your dick's as small as this little town. And ooh, I'm not concerned, 'cause you'll bleed and you'll scream as I watch you burn.
find me. I'm here. The abyss. Waiting.
And just when you think it's all over, we are given one final post-credit scene. This shows adult Swan back at the site of the abyss, where she sees a vision of Kat inviting her into the abyss. What to make of this, we can't be certain, but if we ever get a sequel, I can imagine that it will take off right from this point. So, what was that all about? What happened there? You, like me, may have some questions now that the game is over. You, like me, may have a lot of questions. You, like me, may even be frustrated that there is a lack of questions answered, and the game ends with more questions than it started off with. And oh boy, I hope this game gets a sequel. I hope this game gets a sequel so badly, because in the most unusual way, so much of player satisfaction with this game hinges upon a continuation of this story that may very well never come. Dontnod said that sales for Lost Records were on track with their expectations, so that does give me some hope. But also they have been pretty quiet about the game since its release. Coming up on the 1-year anniversary, I'm hoping that maybe for such an occasion we might get some kind of news. But I'll be honest, friends, I'm not holding my breath. Dontnod is a very small developer. This is their first fully self-published game. The budget was what it was, and we have to learn to be happy with what we have. However, at the same time, I cannot help but feel an overwhelming sense of frustration that so much is left unanswered and is very baited to be answered in a sequel. So let's get into it. Let's talk theories, because there's a lot of questions we're left with. Like, A, what the fuck is the abyss? Was the abyss helping them? Was the abyss hurting them? Was the abyss on their side? Was Kat controlling it? Was Corey controlling it? Why was it able to possess Corey as well as Kat? Why wasn't it able to possess anybody else? Were there witches? Were they witches? Were they possessed by the spirit of witches? Who is this mysterious Celine that we got little tidbits and references to in the cabin? What the hell was with all of those shadows? What the hell is with this post-credit scene? Why did the abyss take Kat and Corey? Is Kat still alive? Is Corey still alive? Who sent them the package? Was it really Kat, or was it her sister, as the letter claimed? Why 27 years? Why did it wait this long? Did Swan jump into the abyss at the end? My friends, my compatriots, my comrades, my coven. There's no solid answer for any of these things. So let's take a look at some Reddit theories. Let's look at some theories that I found online. These are some pretty solid ones I thought we could muse on together while we wait for this sequel that will come somewhere in, 2 to 5 years, or also possibly never. All right, so here's one from Reddit user Radicoda. Okay, so it says, so here's my best explanation of my theory. The abyss is at the root of everything. Everything good, bad, or weird that happens was influenced by the abyss. The abyss itself is a place outside of time that can affect all times at once. Think the Tesseract from Interstellar. The shadowy figures that blink in and out of existence are people inside the abyss. Specifically, Kat, Older Swan, and Corey. Those are the only three shadows that we see. Kat's influence drives the story forward and pushes the girls toward the abyss. It was her influence that knocked out the power and played the tape that showed the girls what they had forgotten about finding the cabin. Older Swan's influence acts to protect the girls. Her influence can usually be spotted by green or blue flashes of light, like when Kat plays the 5-finger fillet and the green in the deer's eyes that protected them from Corey. The girls' wishes all came true. Nora wished for fame and became famous. Kat wished to be free and became part of the abyss outside of time. Swan wished for freedom or strength, but for the ability to protect and keep her friends together. Swan joins the abyss and she does just that. The abyss created a time loop as a monkey's paw kind of wish granting so that Swan is forever able to protect the group. The girls have to forget because the abyss makes them. It grants wishes, but it also takes a price. I also think the magic in the woods that open the abyss is a natural phenomenon that grows in power every 27 years. This is very like Stephen King's It. And because, there's a lot of influence being drawn from a lot of sources, the whole 27 years thing, that makes sense too. Kat sends her the package to bring the girls back together so that Swan can join the abyss. That's my best explanation for tying everything together. The underlying plot is very show don't tell, which while I can understand is frustrating for some, is really rewarding to those of us that are invested in the world. This overall is a very strong theory. I like this. This is good. This works. This mostly answers every question. This user says, I have a similar theory. In the game, you also find a book in which Kat has handwritten that she's being haunted in her dreams by a witch named Celine. Celine also left a Bible in the cabin which contains a nature prayer. The miners who disappeared back then and the fact that the hunting was very popular in 95 means you encounter a lot of death in the forest. That makes me think the abyss activates when the forest is out of balance. I believe the last witch who sacrifices herself then chooses the next coven member. In this case, it would have been Celine who chose Kat to restore the balance. While the ravens always have purple eyes, symbolizing Celine, the deer, for example, have blue eyes, and the light during the knife game is also blue. That makes me think that Kat was in a kind of process where she would eventually develop her own powers, so she could one day choose the next coven member herself when the forest falls out of balance again. Now, here's a third theory that is also quite enjoyable. User Amelia Dingo posits, what if the abyss isn't some kind of a hellish void, but actually the soul of the forest? Like a spirit of nature or something close to that. Think about the deer stuff. Kat's strained relationship with her dad and his business. Kat always felt more in tune with the abyss than anyone or anything else. Maybe the spirit of the forest chose her as its protector, or even its vessel, to bring about the, quote, justice she kept talking about. It's like feminine rage, nature's rage, the chaos of growing up, all bubbling in the same witchy cauldron. That's why Kat felt such a strong connection to that place. They were aligned. The abyss took her, but she didn't resist. Kat seemed almost happy about it. In her last camera message, where she invites Swan into the abyss, she sounds exhilarated, more like an excited mad scientist who just proved her theory. That would also explain why her behavior got creepier and more unhinged as the game went on. Even Kat's illness felt symbolic to me. It was like she was nature, slowly dying because of humanity. She was trapped, restrained, suffocated by something stronger than her. And as she withered away, her anger only grew. That connection with the forest spirit also explains the deer scene. The spirit united with her, they had a shared enemy. Nature wanted freedom and justice. So did Kat. I think that all three of these theories, which also have a lot in common, are very, very strong prevailing ideas that could potentially be the answers to a lot of these questions. However, I think what we can agree upon is none of this is plainly in the text A lot of it has to be read through subtext and a lot of theorizing. The developers have not given us their personal answer. It seems pretty clear they're not going to give us any explicit answers as they are still holding out for a sequel. We hope. I have my own personal theory, which I have really only come to through reading these other ones, as well as playing the game a full 3 times now. So here's what I've personally come up with. From everything I've seen and experienced in the game, what I think may be happening is the Abyss is a manifestation of Kat's rage, curse, her binding spell, all 3 possibly. That Kat herself may have unknowingly used witchcraft to summon this entity, the Abyss, and that's why she's instantly sure of its intentions and powers, why it responds to seemingly only her, and why it claims Corey and takes in Kat to keep her in stasis from death. The area where it first appeared had a circle of fungi and eyes carved into the trees. I think it's highly possible that Celine and her coven may have performed magic in this space. My most long shot idea here is that Celine's body may in fact be buried in the ground where the Abyss is, as fungi often grow strongly in human remains. This also would explain Kat's seeming exhilaration in the post-credit scene of her saying she's in the Abyss. It is quite possible that Kat is a witch, maybe even in a way that she didn't know. I think that this also fits in well with this theory of there having to be a witch who takes over for the previous witch. I mean, who knows? What I can say is I have magnanimously enjoyed theorizing over this game, looking at other people's theories, all of us trying to work together to get to the bottom of it. That is always fun. The community aspect of this game is highly pleasurable. And one final time, if you haven't checked it out, I highly suggest you check out the Lost Records Reddit. There is a lot of fun ass shit going on there, and as the game continues to grow its fandom, I suspect it will only get more and more active. So, putting all of that together, looking at what we've seen of the game, what we know, what we don't know, what is there really to say when all is said and done? Playing Lost Records Bloom and Rage feels like something of a mystical experience. Though we may not emerge with every mystery unraveled, the effect of its enthralling story is irrefutable. I truly believe that the enchanted fable of Swan, Nora, Kat, and Autumn will only continue to grow in resonance with time. And no matter what the future holds, Lost Records Bloom and Rage is a game I will forever treasure, holding a special place in Dontnod's illustrious catalog. Thank you so much for joining me in this review and playthrough of Lost Records Bloom and Rage. This was a really fun one to make. This was a really complicated one to make. I found it particularly difficult trying to mitigate how to explain all the different directions that this thing goes in while trying to keep it under 4 hours. I had a lot of fun looking up fan theories and engaging with the fandom on this one, and fingers crossed, let's all put our fingers together and cast a little spell in our minds that we see a tape 3 in the near future. Coming up next, we are returning to the Life is Strange franchise with The Curious Case of Captain Spirit. This is a lot of people's favorite Life is Strange DLC. I know that it's mine, and I cannot wait to bring you this one next. Until then, I hope you have some fun. I hope you get some rest. I hope you don't lay a curse on anyone else, and I will see you all very, very soon. Bye!